Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Reynolds. I am the author of Discover Weekly, which is the blog about discovering and exploring and analyzing music, either it be new music, genres that I have not personally delved very deeply into, or maybe trying to get some new perspective on some genres that I may already be familiar with using Spotify. So, in that spirit with Spotify, I wanted to do today's installment on Spotify Wrapped, which is the kind of year in review that they do at the end of every year, where they take you through your listening statistics. So, they show you your favorite artists, bands, genres, and a couple other cool little like tidbits in there. So, I just wanted to go through my Spotify Wrapped and kind of show you guys and break that down. So the first thing that I thought that they did that I thought was really cool was they showed you how many new artists that you found this year, and I actually found almost 800 new artists, so 791 new artists, which I think is super cool because that's kind of why I made this blog in the first place, was to encourage kind of delving into the world of Spotify and music streaming, and trying to define that new talent, that new sound, and like I said, giving you some new perspectives on things that you may have thought you already liked or knew. And I've definitely found plenty of new artists that I follow closer now than I've followed some artists for several years. So the next one is the genres. My top genres were pretty self-explanatory, I think, like modern rock, pop punk. The only kind of weird one I listen to is something called Autocore, which is kind of like an EDM house style thing that a lot of like remixes or club mixes use, and a lot of like video game remixes. I listen to that from time to time. The next thing, which again is another cool thing they did, the first thing I've seen was in this year compared to previous Spotify Wrapped, was they showed you a song that you listened to before it hit 50,000 total streams, and then later went on to hit 50,000 total streams, kind of like before the song kind of blew up. And for me, that song was Bulletproof by Anne Rebern. It's a cover of the song Bulletproof by LaRue, which was like a popular late 2000s, early 2010 song. But she does a lot of really cool covers. She has a really cool cover of For the Longest Time that I would definitely recommend you check out. She's still relatively new. She doesn't have like an insane discography yet, but I really think that she is really cool. Now to go into the songs, again, very self-explanatory for me. Two of my top 5 songs were from AJR, both released this year. I think they were amazing. Bang is definitely my favorite song of the year. I could listen to that forever. There's another song called Basement, which is a song from a group I hadn't really heard a whole lot about before, and I still haven't really delved super far deep into them. But I do really like Basement. It is like a really cool song. It just kind of sounds cool. It's really nice to play in the car because it's got like a nice like bass. And then Teddy Bear by Dreamers from their new album. Dreamers is a band that I followed for a couple of years now, and I've always liked the stuff that they put out. So Teddy Bear was my favorite song on their newest album. And then the last one was a person I actually discovered this year, Costanza, I Don't Mind. I think it's really cool. I think he's got a really cool sound. He's definitely an up-and-comer. He doesn't have that much out right now. He just released another single this year after I Don't Mind. I would definitely recommend you check him out. He is, like I said, relatively new. And then finally, of course, we have the top 5 bands or groups or artists. Starting from number 5, Surfaces is a band I discovered, or a group that I discovered this year. That's kind of cool. I follow them on Twitter, and they actually showed from their 2018 statistics to now. They started out with 4 million streams in 2018, and it went up to 88 million streams in 2019, and now in 2020 they have over 770 million streams. So it's like awesome to see that growth and finally discover. And I think I'm going to follow them for a long time. Kumu is basically the main artist I listen to that does like the Autocore style stuff. Saint Motel is a group that I've known about for a little bit, but I really liked their EPs in the last couple years or so, and I've really been following them closely. Of course, AJR, which I already talked about, is one of my favorite bands out there. And number 1, coming back with a vengeance, is the Beatles. They were my number 1 last year. I didn't think they were going to be a number 1 this year, but I really got really into the Beatles. I listened to basically their entire discography, which is like got to be well over 100 songs. Just in like the last couple months of 2020. So I think that was really cool that they rose back to number one. I still think they're probably one of the greatest bands of all time, and so. But yeah, that was basically everything. I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. If you read the previous discussions, the previous blogs, thank you so much, and I will see you guys around.